we're wondering why our new
This
members,
meeting is being recorded.
and then sometimes, when the new members haven't been fully everything explained to, and you don't realize what they've missed out on. So bear with me. Please ask questions. Just kind of raise your hand as we go along. One thing that I discovered here, because I am my local chapter membership chair, is on the international website, under membership, and the local member toolbox. Karen is going to get there, and I'm going to show you. This is the title: A Guide for the Local Membership Committee. Okay, and that's just basically the very first page, but and then there are 10 pages to this guide. And I love the first thing. It says, so you're the local chapter membership chairman. Now what? Okay. Yeah. There's 10 pages of this. Even, well, okay, I'm not going to read you page by page, by no means. But the very first suggested duty that I think is the most important is keep a notebook or a file folder. I don't know what each of your chapters do. Ours have bags that say membership committee. There's one for the president, vice president, for all the officers, and then one for each committee. And at the end of their term, they pass that bag on. So if you would print this, which Melanie, you don't. Melanie's one of my committee members. I have this printed, and I will keep that in the folder so that when the next person takes over, I can say, okay, this is the information that you need to follow. You could go online, and I'll show you exactly where online to get all this information. And you'll be able to help transition them into that chair. Okay. Also, one of your responsibilities would, excuse me, would be to report during your chapter. And I'm going to be showing you all the places where you can go online to get information to tell your chapter about. Okay.
Am I where you want me to be?
No.
Where do you want me to be?
I would like you to be on the state website under the local member toolbox.
On the West Virginia website?
No, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. On the international website.
I am in the toolbox.
Okay. Have you shared the screen?
Yes.
Does I don't see it.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Can you see it now?
There it is.
There it
Okay.
is. Okay. Can you go to the very top, or the tool? What's that called? That. Okay. Maybe up one more piece just to show them. Okay. See membership? Okay. So Karen clicked on membership, and then you would go ahead and scroll down, Karen. And the first thing I wanted you to look at was the membership toolboxes. Okay, local chapter membership toolbox. And okay, stop right there. So, okay, I'm sorry, Karen. Scroll down to membership committee resources. There you go. Membership begins with me. That is where you're going to find the local membership committee information. Okay, and she's going to click on it and show you. Okay, and that's the first page. So you're the local chapter membership chairman. Now what? Okay, so you keep a notebook. They recommend review your resources provided on your state and your state website. Lead your chapter in membership growth. And some of the ways we'll be talking about that. Give a membership report at every meeting. And this does not have to be long, you know, a minute, a short paragraph of something of interest. And we'll go through some of that. You have skills here to assess your chapter health. Now that's also what Karen does as part of her organizer duties, when she comes to visit, that she will talk about that. Keep a list of unaffiliates in your area. Sadly, for Little West Virginia, we don't have a lot of unaffiliates, but we'll talk about that. Help your chapter set annual membership goals and help nurture new members. And we'll talk about this in depth with the 3-year mentoring plan. And refer the treasurer's attendance to pinpoint members who, well, we all know what members have stopped attended meetings, and develop a plan. And this is something that you could do also with your president and members or your committee. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And then other VIP campaign, membership committee resources. And this is the rest of the headings under the membership thing. There's a suggested calendar on the next page. So during March, we're done with March. So we don't have to worry about let's go find the others, the attendance challenge, review your files. April, May, and June. Some of you do not meet in June. In April, of course, convention month and time, hopefully, if you're meeting with your membership team or your president has made goals, or you look at the state goals that you want your chapter to follow. Okay, in July. Now, also, I want to let you know that the rest of the committee, my state membership committee members were not on this call. They were on the first one, and that would be Barbara Good and Christine Duncan. Did I say Barbara's name right? Barbara
Yes.
Good, right? Okay. And Gail Neal from Huntington will be helping us. She's the unaffiliate chair, but she is helping us with the Huntington chapters. And Karen Colson, who is our organizer, will be helping our committee with Chapter S in Martinsburg. So we have divided, the 3 of us have divided up the other chapters. So there'll be 7 of us, and we will contact each of our chapters in July to touch base, to see it, to make sure if you attended this meeting, what you may have gotten out of it, what it might encourage you to do with your chapters, any help for whatever. Okay. Now it says usually in August, send a VIP message.
I don't have my excuse me.
Okay. Was there a question or?
Hi,
Okay.
Amy.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
And down in September on the next page, they say, I don't think International is doing the hotspot anymore that had
They're
been
not.
sent to us. But I'm going to show you under membership after we leave this page where to go, because I just grabbed one of them and I printed it, and it was like, it's valuable. They still have the same valuable information that still holds true that we could
They
do.
do.
And that would be an easy thing to report on. Okay. So September, they're asking you to share that VIP message. So they're going to a VIP message every month. October's the let's go find the others. And there's activities that you can look at. November, attendance challenge. December, I mean, you wear your pin day on January 21st, and introduce your family members. And February, report at your chapter meeting, those kinds of things to be looking out for. Okay. The next page is basically showing you that there is a VIP, a very important PEO. Stands for very important PEO, and what some of their messages are. And then the membership resource committee, that membership begins with me, and the local guide for your chapter membership committee. The next one is chapter health. And this one would also be good with the presidents, as this is exactly one of the areas that is in the leadership development, how to be an uplifter and put more energy into the meetings. There's some sample surveys. If you are so led to want to organize a new chapter, there's a guideline there, very important guideline, and guidelines for a family meeting that may be more for the state board and the organizer, and maybe membership committee, and then suggestions to host a successful chapter meeting. Okay. Under new members, now these are all individually listed, but as a whole, they're putting this on the membership committee so that you are definitely aware of this. Be intentional about finding new members, potential new members of all ages and backgrounds. Involve your daughters, the pre-acceptance counseling, and then the 3-year mentoring plan and the membership booklet, which we will go into. Inactive prevention. And here are some hints to, or not hints, but some programs and handouts to look into.
Wow, this is good.
Paula, I just received an email from International today, and they will be contacting all inactive members with a new communication over the next few weeks. So
Oh, great.
that will help us all out.
Yes, absolutely.
What will it say?
I haven't seen the full content. It was just a notification that they would be doing it.
How are they gonna, I'm sorry, how are they gonna do that? We don't know where half our inactive people are.
They will do it with the information they have in the portal. And if it's wrong,
Okay.
they won't reach the person. But if you do have information about some of your inactive sisters, you should update that membership information in the portal for them.
I thought I printed that out, Karen, and I guess I didn't, but it's a letter. This is not the first time they've sent the letter, is it, Karen?
Of the reinstatement resources.
Yeah. Didn't we hear something about that earlier, that they sent out a letter or were going to?
I think that was in preparation for this.
Okay,
They tried to contact last year, but there were some technical difficulties.
okay,
So anyone inactive as of February 28th, 2023,
okay,
they'll attempt to contact them.
okay.
Great. Okay. Then on the next page, they talk about the different activities that you can help with your chapter to do the attendance challenge, introduce your family, let's go find the others. Then there is the Sisters in Transition, which they're talking about, the inactives. These are the people that have not paid dues. Now, unaffiliate are the ones that have moved and just have not found a meeting or a chapter to go to yet, or they're waiting for whatever reason that there are. And we can help with this with the membership map, which I will talk about a little bit more. And then the very last page, I think, is a good preview of glossary of membership, because a lot of times they change how, like the lateral transfer or a mentor, non-participating, non-resident, reinstated member, sponsor, transfer in, transfer out. It's just good to know that membership, that there's their terms, okay? In the ballot, I'm trying to think if any of I'm not sure that any of these have changed recently. They didn't call it did they call it a lateral transfer?
I don't
before?
believe so. They just used to refer to it as transfer in and transfer out.
Or out.
Okay. Yeah. And basically, that might be an issue for some of your inactives or non-participating members. Oh, somebody coming in?
Yeah, Jillian O'Connell and I'm not sure who the second one is.
So that is the 10 pages of this guide, okay? And you all feel confident that you know where you can find it.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Yes.
To get into the international website, what's the sign in? Don't you have to have a username, password?
Yes.
To
Am I
access
allowed
this
to say
document?
that during a Zoom meeting?
Yes, because it's secure.
Okay. Okay. The sisterhood, and then the password is 7/20/23.
The word 7.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there any-
SEVEN 2023.
Okay.
And
Any
you
capital
understand,
letters on sisterhood or something?
I'm sorry,
Any capital letters?
it doesn't really matter.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, Barbara Pavel Alvarez just joined us as
Okay.
well.
Where's
Hello?
Barbara?
Well, you might not see her on your screen because we're on a shared screen on the international website.
You
So
can,
She's
scroll
flown.
down. You can
I'm right above Karen on mine. Karen Olson.
Little Barbara Alvarez has flown through 17 time zones in the last
I
week.
have. Don't ask me, when you said, where's Barbara Alvarez? It's like, who's that? But we are now on the ground for weeks and weeks. And I
Good.
have to say, I had this intuitive notion that it was a good idea just to fly out on Monday morning and fly back on Tuesday morning, which was one of the best ideas I've ever had because some people are still sitting in the airport
Yes,
waiting
I
to get
saw that.
somewhere.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
I saw that today.
yeah.
Okay.
Am I late or are you just joining in?
Well, you're on time, but late because Karen
Oh my
changed it to
God,
6
I'm in
o'clock.
the Navy.
No, I made a mistake when I sent out the invitation. This is Karen.
I see you, Karen. How much of a mistake did I make?
I
Uh,
made a half-hour mistake.
Oh,
Oh, it was supposed to start at 6? Oh,
You
You're-
haven't missed much.
You haven't, you're,
all right. I'll just
You're
let it go.
fine.
Okay.
Was it
So-
supposed to start at 6?
Yes, but that's okay. I mean,
you know what?
we
If-
just finished talking about getting on the membership toolbox, the local membership
Oh.
toolbox. And
Well,
we are under,
And I been there and done that, so
good, good,
I'm
good.
not
And-
missing out on anything.
There you go. And we talked about the membership chair on the Membership Begins With Me. There's a
Mhm.
10-page guide for them that explains everything that they should or could or would do with their chapter by being that membership committee chair.
So
your
I am actually sitting in for our chair because she's not feeling well today. So I will pass all this on to her and then
All
she
right.
can pass it on to me as the committee member.
Great. Okay, Karen, could
What's
you
the-
scroll
just-
up for a
Can I
second?
just interrupt? What is membership committee resources? Okay.
Mhm. Okay,
How far?
well, okay, now scroll back down. Go to the hotspot. I want to tell you about a hotspot. Now, remember, International is not using these anymore, but I happened to click on May. I clicked on that first one, May 2022. And I thought, okay, as she's clicking on, I thought this was something that was very interesting because we are going to use this today. But under this membership moment, I mean, something as simple, life in general has thrown us a curve in the past few years. How can you give a chance to participate by asking them to be the one? If they can't, if their lives have changed, they're still interested in PEO, but they can't make it to a meeting. I thought a great idea is have them be the one that sends a birthday card, sympathy card, get well card. They could do that from their house, you know, and or somebody to help organize a fundraiser. And I thought this was an excellent idea. You may already be doing this, but it made me think in other terms. It says perhaps the sisters who are teachers would
Yep.
be willing to post a PEO project poster in their school. And I'm thinking, what if a PEO teacher posted something about the availability of our projects that I mean, most teachers have what, between 50 to 100 students, maybe? Okay, I used to teach high school. So maybe they have 30 in a class, from 30 to 100. That those students can look at that and say, Mom, I heard you say you'd like to go back to school. Well, this organization might be able to help you. I mean, how
I
simple
think
could
it's
that
great.
be?
I
You
think
know?
that's a great idea. I really
That
do.
just sparked me right there.
Mhm.
So if you want to go back to, if the VIP message of the month doesn't move you, and sometimes they won't, but go back to and see if there's something interesting there. Okay, if you could scroll down just to hear more, because we will talk about this. Now, this is called when and how to use the member map tool. You might not be up on this. There is, and I have been using my chapter as an example. We have a sister that moved to Florida. Now, she's a big CFO of a hospital and doesn't have a lot of time, so she has not chapter yet. But when we sent the introduction of a woman, not a PEO form, you can go to this membership map tool and focus on where she's living, and it will show you what local chapters are closest to her city. A valuable resource.
Do you want me to go to the map?
No, not yet, please,
Oh,
not yet.
okay.
But I just wanted to show you what you could still find in a hotspot. And they're still on the international website. So that might be a nice resource for you. Okay. Okay, the next thing out after that one is the, if you go back one, Karen. Okay. The VIP campaign. This is the one. Now, this is not updated. This was last updated in April of 2023. They have since sent a July, August, and September.
Yeah.
That's not listed here. And in July, basically, it's saying, invite your sisters to an outdoor social to prepare handmade cards to send to a non-participating member. You can make them, or if you have a Lee in your chapter that has a Cricut and makes cards. Okay, Lee, I'm putting you on the spot. Or go to movies. A small group of sisters during the movie can go to the movies, add lunch, dinner, host a pool party. So that's kind of what they're suggesting in the VIP, very important PEO. August, I'll tell you, they have you meeting up for ice cream or make your own ice cream social. Just, paint river rocks. Okay. But we can get this sent out to you or I can get this sent out to all the membership chairs for the VIP campaign. Okay. So that's what you'll find in the VIP campaign. Then going down, this is what Barbara, that I talked about for your membership committee head. The membership.
I'm sorry.
Okay, membership committee resources. This is for the committee chair, your local committee chair, okay, and committee. That's where you'll find all that information, 10 pages of information. Okay, I'm not going to focus on chapter health right now, but this is where be an uplifter, local chapter membership survey, and maybe you might find that people aren't coming because of their work schedule has changed. And you might give your chapter a membership survey to see if they might need a lateral move, if there's another chapter in your area like that. The new organization. Okay, did you click on that? Is that what we're going to see?
Yes, sorry.
That's fine. And this is good. The very first question, the day, is it convenient for me? Is the time convenient for me? I attend meetings regularly, as you can see, you can read down through this. And
It's a long survey, but it's got a lot of good information.
yeah, or you can create one and pick and choose and not use
Yeah.
every single question. If some of them don't pertain, because that might turn off some people if they saw 3 pages.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but that's a good thing to use if, you know, between your president, you might want to discuss that with your president if that's something that needs to be done. Okay. Then again, organizing a new chapter. I know when I did chapter AB, I followed, you know, you want to follow that step by step because it's very involved. And
I'm not sure if I'm muted. I'm not talking. I'm
did
not.
somebody have a question? Okay. So, okay, and some of these things you might, you know, look at or not, that's fine. Okay, then what's the next one? Because, oh, new members, okay. This is something I want to follow up in more detail now. Everybody's heard of Frank's list, correct? And, okay, oh, you're so good to me, Karen.
Sometimes it works.
This, I don't think this has changed much, but it doesn't really need to change. You know, when, excuse me.
Paula, we've used that in our chapter.
I didn't hear you, Sharon. What?
We have used this in our chapter.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
we
has been
use-
around a long time. And
Yeah.
you know, and because people say, oh yeah, I know that, but still it's a very good form to use to write down your thoughts of people in your circle, in your life that aren't PEOs, that might want to be a PEO. And as Becky Daniel told us at convention, don't assume that they're too busy. Or else Becky would have never been asked to be a PEO at first, and they hadn't asked her for a long time because they assumed she was too busy. So it's a good thing to, if you want, if your chapter is in need that you haven't initiated for a while, and even if you have, you know, it's still a good suggestion to pass it, make copies, give everybody one, say, fill it out, and let's work
Yeah.
from this.
I'm sorry.
This is the state website. Yes. Oh, okay. And we're back at the international now.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Okay, so let's break down. You have a name, you have a potential new member, okay? There is, oh, okay. So you have it, we verbally talk out loud that there's a name. Okay, one of the first thing you should do is introduce her in either a small group, depending on the personalities. You might not want to, I don't know, you know, it depends on the person. If you don't want to just throw her into a meeting, but that's when you would introduce her and have the program first and bring her around. Make sure you have name tags. And it's, even though, you know, I mean, does every single person would know this person that you're introducing? 9 times out of 10, no. But so introduce her either in a small group or invite her to a program. Okay, so that's the first thing. What do you want to do after that meeting. There is a checklist that I think is invaluable right here. And it's not just for somebody from another state that sent you this form. You could put the date that her name was verbally spoken, okay? Her name, her address, city, state, zip code, phone number, email. Get that information. Okay, then use this as a checklist as you follow along with her references and follow up. Okay, so first one, contact the woman to schedule time to get acquainted. This can be the first time or the second time that you want her. You don't want to just propose her name after she's been to one meeting, unless every single person in your chapter knows her, or at least 3 to 5 people. You want her to be comfortable with all these people, okay? It can be a cold call, and there's also some verbiage in your local membership toolbox, how to make a cold call, but whatever. But schedule a date. I know in our chapter, we've talked about a couple potential members, but we haven't done anything. We have not committed to that date, okay? Gather some information for her. Either give her a fact sheet, tell her to go to the website on the main page and at least look at what she can look into without a password. If you have whatever meeting place, whether it's for coffee or lunch with a small group, or your fellowship time before your meeting or the program, plan to be there early. Don't come in late and have her walk in and not know anybody, okay? Keep the first meeting relatively short, not to overwhelm her. Don't go into that pre-acceptance counseling yet. That's way too soon. Email this. Now, if you did get an electronic form, you want to let that sister who sent it know that you're on this, okay, as a courtesy. And I know years ago, I sent I used the form. In fact, it's the only time I used the form. My niece moved to California and she was working from home. And my sister-in-law told me that she has no idea of the place of where she's living. She has no friends. She is visiting churches. And I went, oh, I'm going to recommend her for a PEO group. And she still thanks me. And has joined PEO from me sending that form, and is very welcomed in her community. In fact, she has since moved a little further out of her community, but she is staying with her original chapter. Although I'm like, no, come on, Lori, I think you need to do that lateral transfer for your sake, because California's Long Beach area is not, it's busy, you know, you don't want to be on the road too long. And then invite her to a social function until she is initiated, okay? And you know she can't attend a regular business meeting until then. Arrange for people to wear. These are just simple reminders so you don't forget to do that, you know? Keep in touch with her. The follow-up is so important. And then when the time is right, propose her name. And if you do not feel she's ready for that, introduce her to maybe other sisters in another area with PEO chapters. And then once she has accepted the invitation, well, that's if somebody sent it from outside, let them know that you're initiating the woman. And where and when, because sometimes they would like to attend that initiation. Okay, so that is something that I discovered on this website that I thought is a great checklist, and I will include that in my bag of information for memberships. Okay, so now you've introduced her to enough members. She's maybe come to 2 programs or a social function, and you feel you're ready to propose her name. And obviously you've made sure that there's enough names that enough people know her that can vouch for her. Okay. Now, then you vote. Okay. After voting, you arrange for the pre-acceptance counseling. And what I would suggest, 2 to 3 members. However, if you want your local chapter president on that, your membership chair, and 1 or 2. I mean, you don't want to overwhelm her with too many people saying way too much, but 2 or 3 people, and show her this PowerPoint. This is the one that is what? The local toolbox.
It's 19 pages long.
Yeah, it's 19 slides, And
It's really good, though. I reviewed those things you suggested yesterday, and these are excellent.
they are, International has done the work.
Yeah.
They have done the work and for us. And it's show them this slide while you're talking. You can do it slide by slide, or have it automated. But slide by slide, because then you might, what is PEO? And this has the most up-to-date information to let them know that you're not standing alone in West Virginia. There's nearly 5,600 chapters.
Also, you can print this out
Correct.
and share it with the possible candidate.
Right. If you do not have like a laptop, or you're not in a place where you can bring a computer or whatever, then you can print this out. You can. Okay. Our mission statement. And they have changed that slightly since I've memorized it. We celebrate now the advancement and educate women through scholarship grants, blah, 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 and motivate them to achieve their highest aspirations. And if you want to just quickly, and basically showing we have all ages. We have all ages of people. And what do they do? Our projects, our philanthropy. And you might have other information on that also. Let them know that they have been invited, but it's from the entire chapter. They've been invited by the entire chapter, not just the few people who vouched for them and wrote their names down. Okay. And they can contact any members. Let's see. Okay, there's a little help here now. At this point, technically, she hasn't accepted the invitation. You have voted her. Your chapter has voted her in, but she has not accepted yet. So this is information to tell her, we would like you to write a small, it doesn't have to be a big letter. It's just in written form, affirming that you do believe in God, and mailed to, and you give her the corresponding secretary's name and address, along with a $35 initiation fee. Okay. And hopefully they will respond soon. Now, some chapters have paid that initiation fee. I'm not telling you to do that. You could do it case by case, but you can let her know that there is a $35 initiation fee that should come with that letter.
I had a comment.
Okay,
Our chapter has the person that proposed the new member call
Yes.
them ahead of time and say you'll be receiving an invitation in the mail. And we want you to look out for it. So, you know, when it comes, they anticipate it coming in their mail, and that's kind of what they'll be doing. So
I do understand that. However, I just want to stress that you should be doing that pre-acceptance counseling along with that letter.
oh,
coming.
they did. I was just saying then when the meeting came along and the vote, because we only meet once a month, then they would call. But thanks.
Okay. Oh, well, especially if you meet once a month. Yes. Okay, that's fine. And then make sure they know about the ceremony of initiation. Does any chapters with us dress all in white anymore?
We do. Chapter M
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. Okay.
We wear robes. We wear our robes.
Okay, so definitely let them know that. And that when they are taking their vows, they will be given the option to either place their hand on their heart or upon the Bible. That has changed. But you just, and who knows, after this international convention, it may change again, which Bible they're using. Who knows? And then initiation is only the beginning. So then new members will continue to be guided by their sisters, learning traditions and customs. And that 3-year mentor program, we'll be going through that next, is very good at guiding that. They'll receive, every new member should receive a personal copy of the Constitution along with their membership emblem pin. And they're encouraged to read more about the philanthropic projects and join the search for qualified recipients. Maybe they were a recipient, you know, that's even icing on the cake if they were. Okay, the next, and I guess that's the last one. Okay. So, would you, Karen, go to the 3-year mentoring program? And my little epiphany when I was getting ready for this program, and I printed out the 3-year mentoring program, and I thought, you know, during the pandemic, we affirmed basically 6 new members, affirmed them. And this would have been great had we done this 3-year mentoring program step by step. So this, I suggest, if you have more than one initiate at a time, make a copy for each new initiate. Assign her a mentor. It can be somebody, obviously, that's vouched for her on her form. And have that mentor be in charge of this sheet of paper. So you could check off on the first year, and this is usually the president helps guide this. You present her with the Constitution, a guide for new member brochure, and a membership card. Some people have been purchasing, and I do believe there's 2 things. There's a small packet you can purchase, or there's the big, I don't want to say suitcase, but more of a, help me out with the word, like a luggage piece.
The latest we got, I'm
It's a
sorry.
little briefcase, kind of
Yeah.
like a
Laptop.
computer bag.
It's a
Yeah,
laptop.
laptop bag. Yeah.
What is
Okay.
that going to be that's different from what we've gotten is just a little blue bag with the Constitution and Trying to think what else was in there.
Right, right.
Yeah.
The membership
And they
brochure.
do,
Yeah. And
they
Some note
differ,
cards.
they definitely differ in price. I'm not telling you, you have to buy the briefcase, but buy one of them, purchase one of them, put that in your budget to, when, with your goals of how many you would like to initiate so that you have it on hand and that it's not coming 3 weeks after you've initiated her. It's so good to have to give that to her as you initiate her, after you've initiated her. Okay. And then the first year, assign her to a fun committee where she's going to get to know some people. Maybe social committee, I don't know, your ways and means committee, whatever committee you choose, but just,
You gotta do the
and you've already have your committee members assigned, already. Then conduct the post-initiation counseling session and share the president's book. Now that's where the president would come in. And just to take that mystery or that, like, oh, I can't be president. Oh, I'd never want to be president. It's like, you got word for word here, and it shows how the meeting is assigned. Oh my goodness. Also give her a yearbook, provide her contact information. That's her information. A lot of times we just do it like on a mailing label, and then you can put it in each member's book, or they can write it in, but make sure they have her information. And then just, if you are her mentor, check off and make sure that she got this information. If you have an email string or telephone tree, make sure that's there. Show her the international website and the state website, and share the username and passwords. Your historian can bring some of your history books and add her biography to the book. I think one of the good things to do also, I know we have written, because guess I can't say we're a fairly new chapter anymore. We're almost going on 10 years, and I still think of us as a new chapter. When we wrote like PEO resumes, have a new person write PEO resume, and we'll go into some of those activities a little bit more in depth. Assign her the mentor so that she can participate in that post-initiation counseling, and really try to get that done within 2 weeks after initiation. Provide her with rides to the meeting, even if she doesn't need a ride. If you're having a meeting that's a little not your norm place to have the meeting, that's going to be at somebody else's house, just encourage her to ride with a bunch of people, because there's no better way to get to know somebody unless you're riding with them in a car. Tight quarters. Introduce, and also make sure that she, introduce her to other chapter members who might not be at every meeting. Sit with her during the meeting and see if they still need to wear name tags. Explain PEO procedures, terms, and traditions, and I will show you where they are located now. And if you want to ask her to go outside, and one of the most important thing that I think, I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at that. Oh dear. Okay.
You want me to go somewhere else?
Yeah, somebody was having trouble in chapter S. Please either take her to convention as a guest or have her be a delegate after you've explained what a delegate does at convention. It's the best thing for a new member to see what else is going on besides just your local chapter meeting. Okay. Then let's go up to the top. And this mentor will be with her for 3 years. after, celebrate her PEO anniversary. And you might want to write that down on this sheet so that you know and explain to her, now she can sponsor a new member after a year. And the president still should assign her a committee. And one of our other participants last week said that she was thrown into an officer right away, but that was good for her. And you can judge by personalities if that's a go-getter or if she's a little shy. You know, just you'll know how to judge. Ask her to hostess or co-host a meeting. Third year, ask her to give a program. I'm sure she has some talents or some information that would be good. Schedule a get to know you program. And that could be done anywhere between the first and the third year. Ask here to be an officer, guard, chaplain. While we still have them, our good first officers, or the guard, I should say, will probably always have a chaplain. Continue to encourage attendance. I don't know about name tags on the second year, but you can judge that. Continue to explain procedures, and that kind of come and go with this other that we're going to go into next. It still invite outside meetings, small groups, and definitely convention. Okay. Any comments on this 3-year mentoring program? Once again, it's a great form. International's done the work for you. We just need to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me see here. I think under new membership, if you scroll up, Karen, daggone it. That's not.
What are you looking for?
Oh, you know what I wanted? If you go back to the green bar to the left, go all the way back up. Okay, new member resources. Click on that one. Okay, now scroll down. Okay, now this is something they call a fast track. I'm not crazy about it. But this is also a resource that you could take the time and listen to it. Scroll down 1 second, because I think this one is 30 minutes long.
It is.
But, yeah. But this tells you all your member benefits, that you could go on the members only website and you're going to know what this password, username and password are. The resource assistant that chats with you, that never finds what I need. It tells you about your PEO emblem and how conventions with state conventions are every year in the spring, but the internationals are every 2 years in odd years. And we have an odd year this year. With the PEO record that they'll be getting, and also that there's an electric and audio version. Leadership development, I'm going to go over that next. Before I do the chapter map tool, be a part of your sisterhood. Scroll down a little bit more. This tells you how PEO began. Keep going. The philanthropies. This is what I wanted to show you. PEO meetings and customs. Okay. And this is important to let them know that we follow Robert's Rules of Order as a parliamentary guide, and a reminder to presidents and membership committees to stress that this is not an open committee meeting. and refer if that, to make sure your meetings aren't that long, okay? The objects and aims and opening ode, and these are very important. We, obviously say these at every meetings, and ultimately we would love for them to be memorized, okay? That you participate in a period of devotion at each meeting. When you stand and address the chair. Now, it's also stand as you are able, but you still address the chair when speaking as Madam President. And a lot of us seem to have forgotten that. For chapter votes now, you raise and lower your hand. You encourage them to bring your chapter yearbook to each meeting to use as a guide. Make it a priority to attend, and avoid distractions. Like some people can, I don't know, should not be texting at a meeting if it doesn't have to deal with PEO. Tradition not to discuss politics or specific religions, and that private businesses are not to be quoted or copied. Is there more after this? Oh, okay. When visiting, and I strongly recommend if you can visit another chapter, because you would be asked to say remarks by visitors, and it says, Madam President, I bring greetings from chapter ZZ from my hometown, and then tell a little bit about that. It tells you how to wear your emblem. A lot of new members aren't real sure, and they just put them up, but I try to tell you, put your thumb on your collarbone, on your right collarbone, and then stretch your little finger. And then where that little finger is, that's where you put your pin. That's how it was taught to me. I don't know if it was taught to you that way. If you are wearing a suit, you can put it on the outside of but not your lapel. And it's not to be worn on the outside of a coat or the collar of a blouse. And we do have the chapter eternal preferences that the chapter president does keep. And okay, I have been going on. I notice I'm going to talk faster. Okay, and just scroll down the rest that you can share that. And if you're unable to attend meetings, and if you've moved away, I mean, these are important things. Okay. Let's go back up to the chapter map. Membership map. So I think it'll take you there. Chapter map tool. Yeah, this interactive map. Okay.
Oops, sorry.
Okay, here's a map right here. Oh, and that's because Karen is in Martinsburg. Now, look over here to the right, and there's a check mark, and the orange is for day meetings. I think that's purple for day/night meetings, a dark blue for night meetings, and then search a location. So she's going to click on Morgantown. Now, that shows us that there's 4 chapters in Morgantown. And she can break, and as she's stretching in there, we found that this one, search center radius. Okay, that's, okay, so right there around Morgantown. One is a day chapter, and then she knows, because we did this last week, that the 4th chapter of AD Is it AD? Yeah. Where's Cheat
Where'd it
Lake?
go?
Go down and to the right.
Ah,
It was more like Cheat Lake area.
I don't know where that is.
Okay, actually, it's kind of hidden under that, this,
Arrow.
oh shoot, what to call this? This
Root card.
Okay, move your map to the right. Yeah. Okay, and no. Well,
far.
it's located in Cheat Lake because that's where Kelly DeLuca lives, and she is the membership chair. So it's based on, I guess, where your membership chair is located, where they live.
I'm sorry, I don't know the,
Go east, go more east, and then you're going to go a little south. It was around there, wasn't it?
I guess it's
I
almost-
thought so.
That's not from IA-68, yeah.
Or did they move it to, no, you're up too high.
well, there's.
Here it
Cheat
is.
Lake.
Oh,
There.
Oh,
maybe
No,
we
she's
are.
right.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah.
she
Don't
passed.
listen to me. Okay, do you get the idea though? I mean, she would have to live.
Here it is. It's in blue, Cheat Lake.
Yeah.
I saw
Oh, to
Cheat
the
Lake,
right. There.
but I don't see Kelly's.
I don't see the number
Oh.
4, huh?
Ah, there it is.
Yay! Yay! Yes. The
And
Here it is. Neat.
AD Morgantown, when you click on that, and that's the chapter contact.
Huh.
Yeah, so you might want to play around with a map, like, you could call up with the search thing, where one of your members is moving to, and see what chapters would be close to her. But this is where you can see. Start with something
Yeah. Sorry.
No, not a problem.
You can search by location also.
Mm-hmm.
That you can put in a zip code
Mm-hmm.
and find California.
Yeah. Ooh, it's going to be a mighty big place.
Yeah, well, it's not working at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
But if you click on Pittsburgh, for example, you can move the map and click on any town on the map and find out the information about the chapters in that area.
Wow.
yeah, very good. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good job. Okay, there's just a few more things that I would like to go over. The possible getting to know you, but let's go back up to the toolbar, and I'm going to take you out of here for a minute. Okay, go to leadership, because our presidents that are attending, I want to show you this. Leadership development resources. So I mean, you could listen to that if you want, to her, excuse me. Then scrolling down, we have general, and these are just topics that have, that are subdivided down here. So the general leadership, resource library index for all members. And then more specifically, some that are for your officers. Okay, then productivity, achieve your goals. Now, I did listen to this one before we met, and it was good. You don't need to click on it because it's going to take us way too far and too long in it. But it's very encouraging in telling you simple ways and not to get overwhelmed with a lot of things. And I thought this was great for the presidents to look at if you want to start, with your goals, and keep scrolling slow, Karen. For chapter decision making, guidance for states, for small boards, eliminate distraction strategies, facilitate dynamic group discussions, leading efficient chapter meetings. This is excellent. And other things there. Trying to give you put some more zip in brainstorming ideas. Is that the end of it?
That's the end of that section, yes.
Okay, let me see how far,
Go
what
back
else we
to
have.
the top, please. See
I'm sorry.
what is the topic? What is the title of this particular?
This is the leadership development resources. And it's under leadership, the on the toolbar for leadership. Mhm. And this will help with nurturing all members. Okay. And we'll give you some ideas. One other thing that we talked about last week that I really want to bring up again is generational activities. One of the members had said, we have a lot of older members that aren't really connecting with some of the younger members. So did I hear a chuckle?
Yeah, we have only older members.
Okay.
I don't think we have any member younger than 65.
Oh, well, okay. Well, if you did, if you had some younger members, I looked up exactly generational activities, but these are still fun activities that you can do together. And one would be some cooking in small groups. If somebody has a special recipe that they do for the holidays or seasonal or anything like that, because I even told my sister, I said, we should teach our chapter how to make homemade spaghetti, because that's what we learned from a very young age. So cooking together would be great if you have a younger and older member together that they might want to learn something like that, or even get a recipe passing along. Gardening. Some people have fantastic gardens and just has that green thumb that might be able to work together in a small group. Playing an instrument. Board games and card games are definitely good generational activities to do together. And then put them together for mentoring and maybe some community service. Because it seems like, I know Lewisburg does a lot of that community service type thing, and probably everybody, there's a lot of chapters and a lot of members in Lewisburg, yeah. And putting that enthusiasm back in your chapter. One of the things that was also under the membership toolbox was uplifters. 3
You want me to
questions.
go back to that?
It's these iceberg. Okay, wait a minute. Also, icebreaker. This I printed that. It's 1 page. There are, if you can see, there is Okay, that wasn't the icebreaker. But that's, okay. We had talked about asking a question at roll call for something fun that can be answered in as few terms or words as possible. Okay, and I was thinking these icebreaker questions could do that too. Okay, there's a bunch here, but chapter AA, Barbara Good was telling us that they do that. And so when the treasurer calls the roll and calls your name, you say present, and then you answer the question. So they might say, what are you currently reading? I'm looking at that. And so when you call your name, you would say present, and then answer what you're currently reading, or what is your favorite season, what's your favorite flower. And
Nice.
it's just also something that that you're able to learn a little bit more. Now, they could be funny questions, or, you know, just something, or like this one says, what's the strangest food you've ever eaten? But that was also part of trying to uplift. It says, how can I be authentically present at this meeting? How can I help us feel connected? And how can I light up our purpose and mission? You know, everybody, some of the newer members or younger members really love the fact that we are helping women educate and helping women educate themselves with this grants and loans and you know, all of our philanthropies. I don't know if some of the older members just take it for granted now. So Sharon,
Yeah,
have you, I'm gonna
what?
put you on the spot.
Okay.
Have you sponsored anybody lately in your chapter for projects?
We have visited West Virginia. We do not have a plethora of universities in Charleston, but we did visit state and talk to the professor who's in charge of the international students. And he was very excited about this. And they also want to talk to the students going back for their education.
Okay.
And I thought you were going to ask about membership. We on next month, we will initiate our second new member for this calendar year.
Well, good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
You
we're
made it sound like you were all just a bunch of old fogies and not doing anything.
They're far from that.
There, I know. Just putting Sharon on the spot. Yeah.
That's
Good.
okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. I have noticed the time, and I definitely went on longer than I expected. Is there any comments or any questions? Because remember, the state committee is going to follow up with you and ask you also again if you have any questions and how else we could help you. Judy Long, did you have a question?
I have more of a comment that
Okay.
recently we had a beautiful woman initiated who's African American, and she wanted to know about the diversity in PEO. And you know, and I told her obviously the membership, you know, is pretty white and upper class and all of that. And I said, but it's amazing how wonderful the diversity is in our people we sponsor, and that we are actively recruiting all the time women of color and other ethnic groups, and recruiting all of our sponsored students, our scholars and all this. So I just think it's something to pass on to International about the pre-acceptance counseling, that we actually address this proactively instead of just being asked about it, and then we kind of ad lib.
If you go to the home page and sign in, there is at the top of the page, there is a section called Inclusion Resources.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Which I'm showing right now on the screen. And it's a statement about PEO's commitment to inclusion.
Okay, great.
And there are different resources here that have been updated in the last couple of years that you can refer to.
Okay, I'm not seeing the screen where you said that is.
Okay, are you on?
The screen's not on our screen anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back. And come on. Share screen. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And there in the upper right-hand corner,
Yeah.
inclusion resources.
Okay, thank you. Good.
And there's some statements that International is listed, and then there's a lot of information.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. That is great. How long has this woman lived in West Virginia?
I'm not quite sure how long she's been in West Virginia in our community. I would say a good 4 or 5 years, and we just initiated her in March.
Where do
Okay.
you live?
Or April, Lewisburg.
Lewisburg. Okay.
Mm.
That
Good.
magical little city, Lewisburg. I love Lewisburg. I do. I keep telling my husband, I got to get you down there. Yeah. But, it is West Virginia. It is West Virginia. Well, yeah. That's excellent question. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. And thank you, Karen, for showing that too.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Is there any other questions or comments for now?
Me-
I
me-
have a question too.
Betty? Betty Lou?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, is West Virginia's website login the same? Could you refresh that? Make sure I'm in the right to get onto the West Virginia website?
The West Virginia website login is capital P, capital E, capital O.
Okay, I remember that now.
Okay,
And then it's is that it? No,
No, isn't it PLE?
yeah,
Yeah,
PLE
PLE,
2023,
yeah, they're capitalized and PLE is not.
correct.
No.
Okay,
Correct. Mhm.
yeah, I put it somewhere, but I haven't been there for a while. And, and then.
Will
Well,
that change?
Say that again, the login for the state page.
It is capital P, capital E, capital O, little p, L, E, so it's people
Oh,
2023. And I have a little hint. I always write the passwords back in the back page of my yearbook.
mhm.
I write for state and then international, and I always know where to go to find it. So, because we aren't allowed to email the passwords around for security reasons.
Right.
But we
That-
can
yeah.
text them. We cannot write them down in our yearbooks. We cannot print them in the yearbook.
Yeah.
But for personal use, once you get your yearbook, that's a really good place to keep it.
That's the password, right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So what's the login? I mean, yeah. What's the login to the website then? Because
No, you still have this.
Do you mean what's the URL? What's the
Yeah,
address
yeah.
that you put in your search bar?
Oh,
Right,
That's what she's
exactly.
asking.
is
Yeah,
it PEO West Virginia, or is it West Virginia PEO?
that's what I
was-
mean. Yeah,
You know, to be honest, I have to go back and look at it. Give me a second. Because
I always get them mixed up too.
right. And that's what I thought. I've got these people who maybe know better than I. Or
It
I,
is PEOWestVirginia.org, all lowercase,
okay,
all one word.
and
okay.
that should be printed in your yearbook also.
Yeah.
It probably is, and I don't have that in front of me. Yeah.
Can I make, may I make a comment, please, before we leave this meeting?
Sure.
I would certainly like to thank Paula Borum for saying yes. Thank you, Paula, and everybody that's on the call and the interest. I mean, Paula, you've put together so much work. Karen, thank you. I always have to thank Karen because she does all this stuff for me. And
Did a lot for me.
it did. Listen, I couldn't do it without her. So, I think it's wonderful. And Barbara, we had a wonderful board meeting this weekend, and
We did.
we did. The food was great. And
I wasn't sure what time zone I was in, but it was great.
but it was great. We ate well. We all cooked. But anyway, I want to thank everybody that's on the call. And I have to say personally, I think it's wonderful. I hope that we can stay in love with our chapters and find the need to invite people into our chapters. And I think that, there's so much love and concern and kindness from everyone. And we need to relay that. And sometimes we get stuck, and I'm going to be 100% honest about this. I didn't know I was membership chair of my own chapter. I didn't. I mean, it's been busy the last 4 years and I didn't realize it. And this is my chapter president, Miss Becky Myers, whom I love. It's time for me to get jiggy with it, as we say, and we need to get busy. So I thank everybody so much. And Paula, thank you.
It was a great meeting. Thank you, Paula.
Yes.
Oh,
nice
thank
job.
you.
Nice
Thank you. I
job.
appreciate that.
Nice.
I'm
Lots of
sorry
good-
I've taken so much of your time. But was there any, did we miss somebody else's question before we go?
I think
I just
Marissa
wanted to
had a
ask-
question.
Yeah, the PowerPoint that we were looking at, is that accessible on the website as well? Just as
Yes.
a reference?
Yeah,
to go back to?
everything that Karen showed you was on the website.
Okay,
Yeah. And if you can't find it, just drop me an email. And
Okay.
I'll be glad to guide you
Thanks.
back. All right. Thank you all. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Paula, for your
Thank
hard
you.
work.
Thank you
Thank
very
everybody.
much.
Paula.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good
Bye.
holiday. Be
Thank
safe.
you. Be safe.
happy 4th.
Oh, that's right. It's coming.